Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, respected dignitaries, media representatives, members of our diverse Australian Arab community, and members of various social and academic institutions, it is an honor to have you with us today. On behalf of the Australian Arab Cultural Forum, AACF, I warmly welcome you all to the third International Conference 2025, held under the title of Preventing Violence in Multicultural Societies in Australia, with a special focus on Arab communities in southwestern Sydney. To commence our formal session, I kindly invite everyone to please stand for the Australian national anthem.
Australians, oh, let us rejoice, for we are one and free. We found in soil and world for toil, our home is good, my sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty, rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage advance Australia fair. Be joyful, strength, and let us sing, advance Australia fair.
Please remain standing for 1 minute of silence in memory of all the martyrs who gave their lives for justice, peace, and humanity, and in respect for the innocent victims of wars and conflicts around the world, and particularly the children of Gaza, whose lives remind us of the urgent need for peace and justice. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Dr. Imad Birru, PSM, and I have the great honor of serving as your Master of Ceremony for this important conference. By background, I am a pathologist and microbiologist PhD and infectious disease specialist with a long career in public health, disease prevention, and community service here in Australia and overseas. Over the years, I have also been deeply engaged in cultural and social initiatives aimed at strengthening the bonds between our communities and promoting dialogue and mutual understanding. Before we begin, I would like to take a moment to acknowledge the traditional custodian of the land on which we meet today, the Darug, Era, and Dawul, and Wiradjuri, sorry for the spelling, peoples, and pay my respect to elders past and present, and to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people joining us today, and extend our heartfelt thank you to Western Sydney University for hosting our conference and providing an exceptional space for knowledge exchange and collaboration. And now a few quick housekeeping notes. Please ensure your mobile phones are switched to silent, and I will give you only 15 seconds to do that, please. Because later on, the people who are speaking, they will be not really interrupted. Everyone check his mobile phone. Thank you very much. Refreshments and lunch will be served in the designated area outside the hall. Restrooms are located near to the main foyer. Our program today is full, so we kindly ask all speakers to keep to their allotted time. Distinguished guests, the theme of this year's conference touches the heart of one of the most pressing issues facing our multicultural society: violence in its various forms, and the social, psychological, and cultural factors that can lead to it. This conference focusing especially on Arab communities in southwestern Sydney aims to raise awareness, encourage open dialogue, and explore preventive strategies that promote peace, inclusion, and community safety. We are deeply honored to host 24 distinguished speakers, including professors, doctors, and researchers from across Sydney, Australia, and overseas, 18 from Australia and 6 from Lebanon, Egypt, Iraq, and Libya, all of whom have devoted their work to understanding and addressing the roots of violence and building healthier and more cohesive societies. To each and every one of them, we extend our deepest thanks and appreciation. So, it is now my great pleasure to invite a visionary leader whose commitment to cultural dialogue and social harmony has been instrumental in the success of this event. Professor Amira Isa, the founder and the president of the Australian Arab Cultural Forum and the president of the Third International Conference 2025, to deliver her welcoming address. Professor Amira, the stage is yours.
أهلا وسهلا فيكم. Welcome all of you. My speech will be in Arabic and in English. The Arabic part is printed. It will be also projected, and I hope that we arrive to understand always each other. Thank you. Allow me first to say the acknowledgement in Arabic. تحية إلى سكان أستراليا الأصليين، خاصة إلى الشعوب داراوير، إيورا، دارو، حيث نعيش على أرضهم في غرب سيدني. نقدم لهم كل الاحترام والتقدير لهم، لشيوخهم، من قضى منهم ومن زال على قيد الحياة. It's my great honor to welcome all of you to this important conference. Your presence brings both insight and inspiration. I would like to confirm that every person in this room holds immense value, whether you are a political person, speakers, panelists, participants, or audience. Thank you all for being here. Your presence is important for us. However, allow me to welcome some distinguished guests. Please forgive me if I do not mention everyone due to lack of time. I start by the Councillor, Mr. Richard Amoun, representative of Mr. Ned Manoun, Mayor of Liverpool City. Welcome to our conference. Mrs. Tina Ayad, member of Holsworthy. Welcome and thank you for your continual support. Mrs. Karishma Kayanda, MP, member for Liverpool, because She planned to come at 2:30, and now we're happy to be with us from the beginning. Professor Gabrielle, the beautiful woman, Professor Gabrielle Drac, the interim dean of the School of Social Science at Western Sydney University. Thank you very much for your presence and for your support, and you offer us the venue. Thank you very much. Richam Professor Bricha Nasoria, the head nation of the Nasorian Mandaean and the Mandaean Spiritual Council in Australia, Professor of Comparative Semitics, Literature and Art History at Sydney University, researcher at the Department of History and Archaeology at Macquarie University. Thank you very much for your help from the first minute on preparation to the conference, and thank you very much for your advice, unlimited advice. Mr. Jorge Aroshi, CEO of START at New South Wales, thank you for your presence. It's really your presence supports us. Mrs. Kate Maya, CEO of Liverpool Women's Health Centre, thank you for your presence. Mrs. Mariam Murad, CEO of Bankstown Women's Health Centre, thank you very much for your presence. And excuse me, I can't see everybody. Everybody is very important, really. Thanks to, big thanks to the scientific committee of the conference. Thanks to all the professor, doctor, researcher who are the core of this conference. Thanks to Dr. Imad Burro, MC of the conference, and he helped us in the details, every details we discussed together from the beginning. Thanks to the engineer, Mr. Ali Hamoud, our secretary, for helping us in interpreting. Thank you for Professor Imad Shibla for your presence and your assistance. Thanks to the organizing committee. Thanks to Dr. Samar Saumai. Thank you very much for your support. She's our treasurer and she supports us always. Thank you for the committee of organizing committee, especially for Kildai, Naham Hanna, Randa Musa, Mustafa Bukhrouj, and Bushra Ankut. Thanks to Mr. Bashar Hanna for his continual advice. Big thanks to Liverpool Council, Western Sydney University, Western Sydney MRC, and staff for their financial support. Let me now say to thank the Arabic organizer and the Arabic community in Arabic. أشكر كل المنتديات والجمعيات الثقافية والأدبية التي شاركتنا بحضورها الكريم في هذا المؤتمر. الشكر للرئيسات والرؤساء وكل أعضاء الهيئة الإدارية والهيئة العامة، واعذروني عن عدم ذكر الأسماء لضيق الوقت. يعني نحن نجتمع هنا كجالية عربية في مختلف مشاربها، السودانية، المصرية، العراقية، الفلسطينية، اللبنانية، السورية. أشكر الرسام حيدر عبادي الذي معه سندخل الأبحاث الورقية مع الفن، وكذلك مع أستاذ بشار سندخل الأبحاث الورقية مع الدراما. أشكر من القلب الصحافة التي غطت وستغطي هذا المؤتمر. SBS Arabic News، إذاعة العراقية بشخص السيد سمير القاسم وسيد صالح السقاف، بودكاست شكرا للفيديوغراف السيد رافق العقابي، وشكرا للمصور أبو جورج. Allow me now to say my, before I would like to say a word about the conference. It is the third international conference organized by the Australian Arab Cultural Forum. The forum has various activities, cultural, artistic, and humanitarian activities. The light is not very good, sorry about that. Among these activities is holding international conference every 2 years. The first one was on October 2021, entitled A Dialogue Between the Self and Others. The first one, it was on 21. It was via Zoom because due to COVID. And the second one, it was here, in the same venue. And the title of the first conference, A Homeland in Diaspora, Affairs and Achievement for Arabic Migrant and Refugee. This conference, that is the third conference, the conference served as a platform for scholars to collaborate on interdisciplinary approaches for understanding and preventing violence. Allowing me now today a very short speech in Arabic, and it should be projected on the screen, and you have وهكذا you can listen to the Arabic language. سيداتي سادتي، يشرفني أن أقف أمامكم اليوم لافتتاح هذا المؤتمر المهم، والذي هو موضوع السابع: تفادي العنف في المجتمعات متعددة الثقافات في أستراليا، مع تركيز خاص على الجاليات العربية في جنوب غرب سيدني. نجتمع اليوم ليس فقط كمحترفين أو سياسيين، بل كبشر ملتزمين بقضية مشتركة: منع العنف بجميع أشكاله، وخاصة العنف المنزلي والأسري الذي لا يزال يلحق الضرر بالأسر والعلاقات والمجتمعات في جميع أنحاء أستراليا. لا يهدف هذا المؤتمر إلى إلقاء اللوم على أحد، بل الإنصات والتعلم والعمل. من هذا المؤتمر نتعلم قضيتين: أولاً الفهم، سنستمع إلى الباحثين والعاملين في الخطوط الأمامية والقادة الدينيين والناشطين. ثانياً التعاون، إذ لا يمكن لأي قطاع أو وكالة مجتمعية أن تعالج العنف بمفردها، فنحن بحاجة إلى أن يكون هناك تعاون بين كل الفئات والمجتمعات. هناك دائما أمل، ففي جميع أنحاء جنوب غرب سيدني تقود المجتمعات العربية الأسترالية مبادرات فعالة لدعم الباحثين والناشطين بقيام نشاطات ضد العنف، وخاصة ضد العنف الأسري وضد المرأة. شكرا لكم على مشاركتكم في هذه الرحلة. ليكن هذا المؤتمر مساحة للتعاطف. شكرا لاستماعكم. Thank you for your attention. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Amira, for your really warm words. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to warmly thank Mayor Ned Manoon for his ongoing support and friendship. He cannot be with us today due to some last-minute circumstances, but we are truly delighted to have Councillor Richard Amon representing him. Thank you, Richard, for being here with us and for your dedicated service and genuine care for the Liverpool community. It really means a lot. Please join me in welcoming Councillor Richard Amon to address the audience.
Good morning.
Good morning.
أسعد الله صباحكم.
صباح النور.
On behalf of the Liverpool Mayor, Mayor Ned Manoon, on behalf of Liverpool City Council, I'd like to welcome everybody here today. And I'd like to thank the organisers, Dr. Aisa, Dr. Birro, and everyone that's here today that participated in making this third annual conference possible here in Liverpool. Liverpool is a multicultural centre, and Liverpool is the multicultural city of Australia, which we believe here in Liverpool as councillors. Liverpool, the people of Liverpool speak over 150 languages, so if you walk down the streets of Liverpool, you'll hear Mandarin, you'll hear Arabic, you'll hear English, you'll hear Turkish, many languages, which makes us very proud of our city and makes us very proud to host such beautiful events as this. On behalf of Liverpool City Council, I want to thank everybody, and I'll say a few words in Arabic if I can, please. باسمي وباسم حضرة الماء ند منون بحب أتشكر الجميع الحضور اليوم الموجودين معنا. ليفربول هي منطقة تحضن جميع الحضارات والثقافات واللانجوجز اللي هي طريقة الكلام أو اللغة. نحن بشرفنا انه انتم تكونوا موجودين بليفربول، بشرفنا انه انتم تكونوا موجودين معنا وجزء من الكوميونتي لحتى تشوفوا شكل هي ليفربول وشو نحن بنقدر نعمل اذا كلياتنا اشتغلنا مع بعض. العالم بليفربول بيحكوا فوق ال 150 لانجويج، فوق ال 150 لغه بتتكلم بمنطقه ليفربول. اذا انت تمشيت بقلب السري، تمشيت وحكيت او تسمعت للناس اللي عم يحكوا حواليك، فيك تسمع 150 لغه متعدده. إذا هذا بدل على أي شيء، بدل إنه إحنا نقدر نكون عايشين مع بعض كجزء واحد as humans. So on behalf of Liverpool City Council بالنيابة عن Liverpool City Council بحب أتشكركم لأنكم نقيتوا ليفربول تكون المكان لحتى أنتم تحتفلوا بالمؤتمر الثالث للهيئة الثقافية. Thank you so much, Dr. Aisa. Thank you so much to the godfather of the community, Dr. Birro, and thank you everybody.
Thanks, Richard, for your kind words, really. And now we are honored to have Tina Ayad MP, State Member for Healthworth, whose dedication, achievements, and tireless advocacy continue to inspire us all. Tina has long been a passionate voice for our diverse communities, working with integrity and compassion to ensure that every resident is heard, valued, and supported. Her commitment to building a stronger, more inclusive society truly reflects the spirit of service and leadership. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to Tina Ayad.
Thank you, Dr. Birro. I have my little friend with me today on this glorious Sunday morning. I would like to begin by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land on which we meet and pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging. Marhaba wa ahlan wa sabah al-khair to everyone here today. عفوا العربي تعبانة شوي. I'm not as good as Councillor Richard Amoon, so I will say a few words in English. I would really like to commend the Australian Arab Cultural Forum and everybody involved, and of course Dr. Amira Isa, Dr. Ahmad Birro, and the many doctors and professors and community members and organisations that are involved in organising such forums. These forums are important not only because they connect the community and they allow us to get to know each other, but because they empower us to help others. others that may be going through a tough time, others that may have not even recognised that they have been living in a family relationship or an environment where there is domestic violence or coercive control. And sometimes the signs are hard to pick up. And actually, in my time as a Member of Parliament, it's been quite difficult and hard on the soul at times, because I do have many women from all over Sydney and all over the southwest who come to see me solely because I myself am from a diverse background. And they come in to see me and they say to me, Tina, I've been living in this relationship for X amount of years and I need to escape. But they have no family support. They don't know the organisations that are there to help. And I know there's many of the organisations here today and many representatives from those organisations here today. So it's really important for not only myself and my fellow members of Parliament to know about these organisations, but it's really important for the general community to know that these organisations exist and they are available to help and provide assistance. And please don't get me wrong, because this isn't about passing judgment on anybody, but this is about helping people and helping people recognise that help is available for everybody from all walks of life. So that's just something that I wanted to share. And I know that this is probably the experience of many parliamentarians across the state, but it's something that I've felt very greatly being a woman and being a woman in the Legislative Assembly now from a diverse background, and it's an absolute privilege. I also want to take this opportunity to thank all these organisations. A lot of your work goes unnoticed in the general community. But can I say that I have noticed your work and I have sent many families and community members to these organisations, and they have provided paramount assistance. So thank you very much for that. Dr. Amira Isa again, and to everybody involved in the Australian Cultural Forum, I want to thank you once again for bringing the community together, allowing us to know each other, but for breaking down barriers, because this is so, so important. And for many members living in our communities, they are living in isolation, and we need to help break this down without judgment. So I applaud you for hosting such events, and every year it just gets better and better. I think this is my third one that I've attended. It's absolutely wonderful to be here among you all, and absolutely an honour to know wonderful people like yourself, Dr. Imad Bedro, and everyone else involved and behind the scenes. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Tina, for your inspiring words. And now it is my honor to introduce a respected leader and a strong advocate for fairness, equality, and integrity. Mrs. or Miss Charisma Kalyanda, MP, member for Liverpool. Please join me in welcoming Miss Charisma to address the audience. We are so glad to have you with us today.
Thank you very much, Professor Bedro, for your very kind and warm acknowledgement and welcome. I start by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land that we gather on today, the Cabrogal people of the Darug Nation, and I pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging. And if there are any First Nations people with us today in this gathering, I extend my acknowledgement and my deepest respect to all of you. We know that unfortunately the scourge of family and domestic violence impacts our First Nations brothers and sisters a lot more than many other parts of our community. And in the spirit of what we are gathered to not only share information about and connect and try and address in our community, it's also important that we show our solidarity with our First Nations brothers and sisters in that respect. It is a real honour and privilege for me to join you all for such an important gathering. Over 2 days, I was looking at the schedule, there is an extraordinary amount of knowledge, of interest and enthusiasm, and an extraordinary amount of impetus for change that is gathered in one room. And that doesn't come about by accident. It comes about because of people like Professor Amira Issa, who has not only been a passionate member of the Arab Australian Community Forum, but in addressing family and domestic violence, but also does an incredible amount of work on a whole range of different issues that impact the community. And honestly, I don't know how you have the energy. I don't know how you find the capacity to kind of come back, because a lot of the events and the things that you organise for the betterment of our community can be quite heavy, as my colleague Tina Ayad said, quite heavy on the soul. And so to be able to kind of regroup and come back after seeing such difficult things and hearing such difficult things speaks to your passion for the community and for bettering not just the Arab community, but our entire community as a whole. So to Professor Issa, to Professor Bero, and to the entire organising team, I really take my hat off to you for bringing us all together for this important this important issue. And I say that this is an important issue not just because I also, like Tina, get a lot of women from not just Sydney. Just last week I was approached by a community member from interstate who was experiencing difficulties with navigating the system, with understanding where to go in that intersection, with not just accessing support, but also visa issues, how to, a whole range of really complex factors that mainly impact people from culturally diverse backgrounds. But because prior to being elected to Parliament, I worked as a youth mental health professional in Southwest Sydney. And I know that particularly when it comes to domestic and family violence, it is not just the person who is experiencing the harm and the violence directly that it impacts, but their children, their extended family members, and their friends and those around them. If there is one thing that I keep with me in my current role, it's the fact that often experiencing and seeing family and domestic violence is one of the most common factors when it comes to young people experiencing mental ill health. And we know that if we can help to prevent, if we can tackle the scourge that is family and domestic violence, we can help to address so many other issues that people within our community experience. So for that reason as well, this is an incredibly important opportunity to bring together those who are participating in research, who have evidence on what works, what doesn't, but also community leaders, religious leaders, and others who are interested in this space. The other reason why, of course, this is such an important thing for us to support and bring together is that it not just brings together expertise from here in Sydney and Australia, but also overseas. So for our city to host an international event of this calibre is extremely. I'm extremely grateful for that, but I know what will come out of this is also incredibly important. I know as a member of the government that events like this are the building block of how we resolve the problem of family and domestic violence more broadly going into the future. Governments can tackle things like legislation. And earlier this week, I was incredibly proud to be part of a government that mandated a non-parole period for intimate partner homicide for 25 years. That means if someone kills their partner, the non-parole period of their sentence will be 25 years at the very least. So that shows on one side, thank you. So that shows from a consequence or a penalty angle just how seriously the government takes family and domestic violence and intimate partner homicide. But we have also invested in services that are on the ground, doing the grassroots work every single day, like the Liverpool Women's Health Centre and the Bankstown Women's Health Centre, to deliver the services that can help capture mainly women, but anyone who is trying to find out where to go and trying to access some of those initial supports to leave a violent or a coercive relationship. There is obviously, a whole range of, there's a whole space in between those two ends of the spectrum, which is where our community organisations, our religious organisations and others have a huge role to play. But fundamentally, we need to break down barriers and isolation, but we also need to break down the stigma of not just experiencing violence and seeking assistance, but things like divorce, things like, experiencing those issues, because very often, especially in multicultural communities, the stigma around those issues as well can prevent people from leaving a violent relationship and seeking assistance and support. So if all of us in this room have one job, it is to speak to others in our life, whether that is our neighbours, our co-workers, our children's friends, other people in our life, to break down those barriers, to break down those stigmas, to make it easier for people in our community to access help, support and leave situations that are not serving them well. So once again, I'm incredibly grateful to the Arab Australian Cultural Forum for not only having me here, but hosting this forum in Liverpool. I look forward to the next one, which I'm sure is going to be just as thought-provoking and just as valuable as this one will be. And thank you all for taking time out of your precious weekend for this incredibly important issue.
Thank you, Karishma, for your continued dedication to the Liverpool community. Thank you.